When you hear the words GMO, genetically modified organisms, what associations come to mind? Maybe those of unhealthy, unnatural, maybe pure evil. Well, these are common thoughts associated with GMOs, but I'm here to tell you that these are completely unfounded. Misconceptions about GMOs have massive implications. Stuff as serious as starvation in developing countries. As a person who studied organic horticulture, organic agriculture at all the way up to university level, and spent the past 2 weeks or so researching, I'm here to tell you some more about this. Here to tell you why GMO is better. So this is a little video I'm going to show you first. This goes into just a little bit of what GMOs are.
Humans have been genetically modifying plants and animals. Humans have been genetically modifying plants and animals for thousands of years.
So how do I turn it down without turning off the video?
There's like a little, you could do that there, or there's on the there should be like a little screen that has a volume button. You should just push down, like not on the computer, but like on a little.
There's
yeah,
a
little
sweet,
square.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, go back to this.
Humans have been genetically modifying plants and animals for thousands of years. Maybe a few of your crops had very good yields, maybe one of your wolves was especially loyal. So you did the smart thing and bred the plants and animals that had traits beneficial to you. Traits are just an expression of genes. So with each generation, those genes got more pronounced. After thousands of years, almost every single plant and animal around us is vastly different from its pre-domesticated state. If humans have been changing genes for millennia, what makes a so-called genetically modified organism, or GMO, different? Selective breeding is basically hoping for lucky hits. Genetic engineering eliminates this factor. We can choose the traits we want, make fruit grow bigger, immune to pests, and so on.
That's the idea. So first, I'm going to talk about public opinions on GMOs, and then I'm going to go into talk about what led to that public opinion, and then finally, I'm going to talk about why GMO is the best option. All right, we did this. Cool. Here's some public opinion about GMOs. We see that 64.1% of the public. This is a study done by these authors up there, Gatto and Wunderlich, these guys. So they say 64.1% view GMO media reports as untrustworthy. So they see GMOs are healthy, GMOs are okay, they're safe, and they think this is not true. We see that consumers are willing to pay 29 to 45% extra for non-genetically modified products, and also that 46% of people found the phrase non-GMO as more appealing. So these things must be true, right? Well, we don't have to imagine what happens when we go organic. If we look at the case of Sri Lanka, actually, this is a country that decided that we should go organic. In 2019, the president banned all forms of inorganic farming and agricultural practices. And how that pan out? Well, let's take a look. We see that domestic rice production fell 20%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's actually a massive amount. And major economic loss of food insecurity happened where they were forced to import $450 million of rice. They were once completely self-sufficient in that area. Forced to import this $450 million for Sri Lanka is a significant portion of the GDP. That's a serious number just to feed their population. They went from fine to a starving population having to import the rice. This is a graph about white tea production. We can see where they banned organic farming here, and then the big decline in production. And really, one of the more messed up parts about this is Sri Lanka was a country that was reaching into upper middle class status, basically moving out of a third world country into a first world country. And this ban on organic farming, along with the COVID epidemic, set off enough economic failure to where the majority of the country sunk back into poverty and back into third world status. So that's how big its implications are. So what's causing these opinions about GMOs? Why do we think GMOs are bad? Why do we think organic is good? You see it every time you go to the store. Big old signs, they're organic, right? It costs more. That's a marketing thing for humans. We see something that costs more, we expect that it's a more valuable thing. We put more value on it, right? This is a huge problem. Leads consumers to believe, I'm sure all of you in here see organic in the store and you think that's a better option. And it's hard to believe, but actually, there is no real benefit to organic. And I know you hear that. I'll prove it to you. Here, let's just start with a quote from, this is the former US Secretary of Agriculture. He says, "Let me be clear about one thing. The organic label is a marketing tool. It is not a statement about food safety, nor is organic a value judgment about nutrition or quality." It's very interesting. Despite this consensus from the scientific community, we still see that 3 in 10 people, according to the Pew Research Center, 3 in 10 people, this is an anonymous researcher from the Pew Research Center, see that this isn't true. They believe that this is a lie. You may believe organic, you may think organic is better because it uses less pesticides or whatever. We'll get into that. So what's the solution here? I want to transition. How do we fix this? It's rampant misinformation. Well, let's go GMO. This is what we need to do. We actually see, in fact, GMO crops are more nutritious. 169-fold increase in beta carotene. This is in L1 transgenic corn. This is type of GMO crop. 6-fold increase in vitamin C. 2-fold increase in folate. This is important for all of us. This is good for all of us, healthy for all of us, especially in countries that are developing where malnutrition and starvation are present issues. This is especially important. We see a 22% increased crop yield of GMO crops and a 68% profit increase. This is according to Clifford Quain. We see, this is crazy, actually, especially in developing countries. These numbers are even more staggering. We also see reduced soil erosion, which is a huge problem in agriculture, by 93%, almost 100% improvement, and a 30% reduction in pesticide use. Genetically modified crops can be pesticide resistant, they can be herbicidal, so they have protection against weeds, protection against insects, which actually means you need to use less pesticides. And organic, which you may have thought is pesticide-free, organic doesn't even denote pesticide-free. Organic just means that you're having a naturally derived pesticide. The thing is though, synthetic versus natural, it doesn't change anything. The chemical formula is chemical formula. Cyanide, that's organic. You wouldn't want to eat that, right? So we see this is kind of a no-brainer. So what's our solution? Go GMO. When you're at the store, buy the non-organic option. Save yourself some money. Save yourself the extra ingested pesticides. Save the earth some water. They require less water to grow. Save the environment. It's pretty obvious choice. First, I talked about the problem, which is that we think organic's better. Then I talked about what led to that problem. Then I talked about why GMOs are the answer. This is a life or death matter in certain places. This matters a lot. So go GMO.